Well, I can't do this again.
Just say like, welcome to the Scrapyard Diaries.
Welcome to the Scrap King Diaries. Rich, don't worry, I'm back. Hey, where you been?
I've had a baby, but
Let's have a look.
this isn't my actual baby.
Oh, bloody hell.
This is really scrap metal and cats is my passion and my baby, you know what I mean? So there we go. Now we've got that out of the way. I'm back in the game. She's at home, f***ing, I don't know what to do. The women just leave them to
Just rock the baby all day.
just a bit of this, bit of that, bit of whittling nappy. 3 hours,
Dream, all inclusive.
3 hours maternity leave, straight back into the yard, no drama.
5 days.
5 days.
Fancy you for a week, nearly.
She's in labour, what can I do?
Well, there's a phone, you're just nearly there.
If I counted how many kids you've had and all the maternity leave, you've had a year off with all your kids.
Well, I'm going to have another couple as well.
Oh my God, Rich, you have to drive around in boots and sprints, haven't you? Just to carry the weight and all
All the
that.
seats.
How's the yard been since I've been away?
Runs like clockwork. Smooth, no stress, organised.
You know,
That's about it.
that's the biggest lie I've heard all week.
In fact, I didn't even realise you weren't here. Right, before we get into the episode, here at HW Taroni's, we do take things seriously, especially staff training. So every year we have Carl from Shear Training come down. He gives everyone a refresher course, and anyone that needs a licence for whatever they're doing, Carl will sort out. Hello, Lee. The whole thing now. Carl's there, busy talking to Paddy about the do some.
Oh, I've actually replaced the Lucent crane.
We are, yeah.
Yeah,
Brand new one.
but I don't know anything about it. Do you know when it's coming?
Oh, I'm pretty excited then.
I did, because I know that we replaced it, but I don't know any of the details.
No, we have got a new Doosan coming. They're not called Doosan, are they?
I don't know, I've got no idea.
But it's replacing that one there, and that's it really.
So I think we have ordered a new Doosan to go through our waste bay. Obviously brand new, it's got every extra on it, but also the best thing about it, I believe, is it's got its own turn circle.
Yeah.
So the back end doesn't hang over, which is, because it's a confined area over there with the waste bay, it is very safe. You can't spin the crane 360 and like crush someone against the wall, because it's like, it spins in its own square footing. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, very excited, that should come soon. One problem we've got in the yard at the minute is the Terex, the chase side front loader. It's been there in that exact spot in the middle of the yard for 2 weeks. Just that's it. Apparently there's some electrical problem with the gearbox.
The module.
Module, something like that. We've having to wait for a part from Germany. We had to use both of our Atlas cranes just to tow it out of the way. And we had to leave it there because the cranes wouldn't be able to get back round it then, unfortunately. So it's just been a nightmare. And TDL are on it, everyone's on it, and hopefully in the next couple of days, they were here this morning, weren't they? Or yesterday?
They've been here every day. Hopefully, by the end of this week, it'll be up and running
So
again.
we've got some Terex perverts out there that knows what's wrong with it. Please let us send us a message, because we'll get you in to fix it. Okay. Next up on today's episode, we've had a lot of messages and a lot of phone calls to the office about having cars collected and why people have basically started moaning about the value of their car. So if you follow us, we will explain all.
Don't forget your baby.
Huh?
You know, Steve. You're right, catching a few rays.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice weather, isn't it? All the time. I'll take it on. Have a look at these lads. Are they?
What you had off him?
Cat, you left somewhere.
No, you left it in the can. What you had off him? Let's have a look.
No, you're not fingering my food, man. You stick to your diet.
I'm trying, but I'll put that on training, bloody God knows how long.
Yeah, you trained last night. You're lying it.
Yeah, what, one session, 2 weeks?
Did you?
Yeah.
I bet you smashed it, didn't you? I bet you did some serious weight.
I can do, yeah, I'm very strong.
You press yourself every time.
Yeah. I do it, look myself in the mirror afterwards.
Yeah, me.
Oh my God. Just put it away. I can't, it's just your muscles age, you can't.
Just start jizzing all over the place. Ooh.
I said that was really nice, man. I can picture that. It's like just jigging the bits.
Yeah.
It'd be a nice one. You can have the rest on it.
You got the best one there, you horrible.
Oh, what is that, man? It looks like. I bet it's still breathing, isn't it? Is that cooked or is that pink?
That's mint.
Nice one. I've never had soggy chicken nuggets before.
Fucking hell, Craig. You're on. Just broke up.
Chicken finger.
Yeah.
Why are you hiding?
Yeah, hold it.
Why, do you owe money?
15 quid.
15 quid. Why don't you pay him?
Thought I was going to pay him, is that bad?
Pay him, man. If you owe money, just pay him. Okay, so on to your cars and how the scrap market over the last 12 months has drastically changed the value of your scrap vehicles. So as a company, we get 50 phone calls a day. Can you quote me for collecting my car? So for example, we have a nice black Golf.
I'd actually sold that.
Huh?
I'd actually sold that.
Had you? Well, you still can, I haven't touched it.
Someone smashed the window. There's no number plates on it.
Who did you sell it to?
Trigger.
Who?
Trigger.
You didn't sell it to Trigger. You can't pay the chicken man 15 quid, so he can't pay you for a car. So we get phone calls every day asking us how much is my car worth. Now, 12 months ago, we found that we could buy cars left, right and centre really, really easily, purely down to the fact that the scrap market made them worth so much money. And there's a few reasons for that. Now, today, we are finding a lot of calls are going basically, I wouldn't say unanswered, but like we don't buy as many cars as we did because people's mindsets have changed. They're used to, I would call it COVID prices.
I'm not sure what you want me to change.
Is your bird Siri?
Shut the up.
Yeah, call it COVID prices have really, really made it difficult for us to now go and buy cars. And funnily enough, there was a few companies paying ridiculous money for scrap cars. And everyone in the scrap trade said how they're doing it, how they're making this pay. We can't figure out how they're paying like 400 quid for a car and driving 50, 60 miles to collect it. We just couldn't work out how they're making any money on it. Turns out they've gone bust. So there we go, that's that answered. But the main reasons why the price has changed so much is the cats. Cats have dropped. Rhodium, I believe, has dropped like 80%. So across the board, cats have like halved, yeah. So whereas before the average cat was worth like 150, 200 quid, they're 50 quid now. But then people still have this COVID price in their head that every scrap car is worth 400 quid just purely down to the fact that you've got the weight of the car and the cat. It's not the same anymore.
They've dropped that much. Tommy's retired.
Tommy couldn't
handle the drop, so he thought I need a few weeks off. So if you've got a scrap car, the only way to maximise the value of it is
to separate all of the components that can add up to give you the best return on it.
which are
Loads. We'll show you. Not all engines from cars are the same. You've got different types. Mainly, you have a steel block engine or an aluminium block engine. Now, if you could separate the engine and deliver it separately, the price difference is quite a lot. Steel engines were paying £340 a tonne, and auto Iny engines, that includes the aluminium gearbox, are £440 a tonne. That is, the average engine weighs like 100 to 200 kilo. So the difference in price on the engines compared to the actual car value, we're paying, delivered across the weighbridge, £145 per tonne for cars. Now, if you can get £440 per tonne for your auto Iny engine, you can remove that and weigh it in separately, and you get like what does that work out to? Like a £300 a tonne difference per tonne on that item. So this car, for example, not sure what it'll have unless we actually rip the engine out with a crane. But there's other things that you can remove off your car to make the value more. But you can't really tell what your engine is by just visually looking at it. You'd have to literally rip it out or take off everything. And even down to the fact that the top and the bottom can be steel, but it all depends on the engine block itself. That solid piece of cast metal, whether it's alloy or steel, will then determine if it's an auto Iny one or a steel engine. Oh, want him to stay up. So, the next two items that you can take off your car to maximise it are still in the engine bay. The first one is your lead acid battery. You can tell it's a lead acid battery because all automotive ones are, but it also says PB, which is the periodic sign for lead, because it stands for plumb bum.
never.
Yeah. Lead's chemical symbol PB comes from the Latin word plumbum, which means it's a lead acid battery. We don't want any lithium ones, so we do Tesla as an example of a garage that we service in Birmingham, and they have been told not to put any of their own batteries in a skip yet because we don't have the recycling methods to get rid of them. So that's something to come across. But for now, all of your PB ones are sound. They are worth, delivered in, £560 per tonne. Now, if it's your own car, you've only got one, say it weighs 20 kilos, you're talking about a tenner. But that is better than £1 if we paid car value for it. Does that make sense? So the next item that is in your engine bay, there's actually, you can technically call it two, is your starter and alternator electric motors. Because these have copper content in, and copper is very high at the minute, specifically today the LME has maxed out. I wouldn't say maxed out, but it's been the highest it's been for a while at, let me find out, use my thing. The market is at 6.7, which is the highest it's been for quite a while. So your starters and alternators will be worth today £1 per kilo. And I bet you between the two of them, there's 10 kilo there, so there's a tenner just itself. So just out of the engine bay, if you compared it to what you would pay £145 a tonne for, I bet you 20, 30, 40 quid up just off the three items in here, which is remarkable really. Hang on. Oh Christ! I've been in the gym for a while. The next item that you can separate off your car, especially if you can deliver it in, is your alloy wheels. Now this would be a great example of what changed during COVID and now, which is like 12 months on. Alloys went up to like £2.50 a kilo during COVID. So your average car, your alloys are worth 100 quid on its own. So now when we're thinking about this Golf and it weighs like probably just over a tonne, in your head, £145 per tonne, you've got to do the maths quickly. Say the car, as it stands, per tonne is worth about 160, 170 quid, right? We make our money by separating all of the different items off it. So the difference from COVID to now, these are now worth like, say, £1.50 a kilo. You know, if you've got 40, 50 kilos in the four alloys, you know, that's 50 quid difference. So that's how people have like got this mindset now. If your cars are worth minimum 400 quid a piece. 12 months ago, it probably was, but today it's not. Also, your alloys, if you deliver them, will have a tyre on unless you can take them off. Now, we pay between £5 and £10 per wheel, per alloy with a tyre, because that will cover the disposal cost of the tyre, the labour, and then the costs of the machines and, you know, like the maintenance costs of running the machines, diesel, electricity. We've got to take into consideration all of those costs to then find out what we can buy wheels in at and still make a profit. So if you've got a big 4x4, we'll pay like a £10 if it's got the tyre on. Smaller cars, anything from a £5 upwards. You know, come and see us if you've got a load of alloys with the tyres on, we will have a deal for you. But that is where we stand with alloys at the moment. They've dropped £1,000 a tonne, which again, has come off the price of your cars. Probably the biggest thing that's changed in the last 12 months, and it's affected the price of cars the most, is your catalytic converter price. I think rhodium's dropped like 80%. You know, the Cats is what everyone was chasing. You could pick up like a Honda Accord that would be on Gumtree for 500-600 quid, and the Cat was worth £1,200. So it went absolutely ballistic for like, well, all COVID really. We couldn't buy a car for less than £300-400. Now, they're only worth to us collected 150 to 200 quid. It's just the way it is. Everyone was after the Cats and the Cats have changed. Let's have a look at how much this one is now. Put it on top of there, yeah, that's nice. So, should have planned this better, but that Cat is actually a Manifold Cat, I can't even see it. But we have to depollute the car, take all the oils out before I can rip the engine out, so I can't do that right now. I think I know what Cat it is, and basically, it used to be about 80, 90 quid, and today it's like 45 to 50. So what's that? That's like a 40 to 50% drop. 12 months ago, we could buy the car and add like 100 quid to it, knowing that the cat and the alloys and the battery, etc., will cover the cost of that £100 easily. Today, we can't do that. A lot of cats have dropped so much that people's mindset, because they may have phoned up last year and then they got the car past the MOT, they thought it wouldn't, so they've kept it for another year. Now they're phoning us up, asking for prices on the cars, and they're getting shocked at the answers they're getting back, but it's just the way the market's changed. It is a shame. Cats are the biggest reason for this drop. Another item that you can easily take off your car is your brake discs. These are basically double the value per tonne of your normal car scrap. In fact, at £145 a tonne, these are worth 300, so they're just over double. 4 of these on your car, weighing 10 kilos, okay, it doesn't sound like you're gonna get, what, 3 to 5 quid sort of thing, that sort of figure. But if you left them on the car, you're only gonna get like £1.45 for 10 kilos rather than £3. So these are just little things you can take off to maximise the money out of them. By the looks of things, we're definitely one of the biggest payers for him in Birmingham. I can't pull it out, but anyway, probably the most awkward thing for the public or you viewers to actually retrieve from the car would be the wiring loom that is literally going everywhere, under the carpets, through the dashboard, everything electric in your car will have a wire going to it. Now, copper, like I said earlier on, has hit 6.7 today, so your single cable will be worth about £3.30, £3.40 a kilo. I bet you'd be surprised in a car how much, in fact, if anybody wants to see how much cable is in the average car, drop a comment. That would be another video, that would, because even I don't know the answer to that. Size of the car would depend on it, but that is probably the only thing really that you need machines to actually be able to retrieve it out of, or it would just be a painstakingly long process.
Right, 2 minutes, mate. Yeah, Philip Patton, pull out. Yeah, out. Right, I've got 2 minutes. A few weeks ago, Harry was showing you the different grades of alley. So today we're going to show you how to test it and know what you're doing without having to buy an analysing gun. Harry, take it away.
You can go onto Amazon and buy yourself some special alley goggles. These will tell you every grade of alley with hands-free as well, you know what I mean? Extra A.
Harry, don't be daft, tell them how to do it properly.
So, basically, without going into like getting a gun and testing the grades of alley, the specs of it, there's probably 5 or 6 different grades that your local scrapyard will buy. These are those grades.
One of the grades is irony alley. It's called irony alley because there's iron and there's alley. How else do you explain it?
No, irony alley is like any sort of item that has got lots of different material on it that is better than steel. It used to be like 80%, like 60% alley and 40% steel, things like that. But there's that many different items. You can have like a Hoover with your washing machine, with your electric motor in it, and your alley and your bits and bobs. That will then be classed as irony alley, because when it goes to the fragmentation plant and the non-ferrous gets separated, the value of it will add up to be more valuable than steel. So I think a lot of irony alley goes to places that will make Zorba and that sort of material, which is a question for another day. But as you see behind me, there's a mixed array of stuff here. Some of it looks good, some of it looks bad. But this is irony alley. Now, depending on what scrapyard you sell your material to, they will be selling it to other places. It all depends on what the end user grades their irony alley as for what you guys will be allowed to get away with. You know, someone will have sampled a certain item and will allow it to go through, some people won't. And then if you go to different scrapyards and they tell you different things, that's basically the reason why. It's because they sell it to different places, and the different places have different tolerances. So it's very personal.
Personal.
So it was really good, that, wasn't it?
Personal, the best word, is it?
Why was it not be the best
Personal.
word? Yeah, personal. The scrapyard, it's personal to them, what they're allowed to get away with. You know what I mean?
Get away with it.
Yeah. That's the whole trade's getting away with stuff. The whole trade's...
You can't know that.
Here it is. The whole trade's getting one item and upgrading it to a better item and just hoping.
Hoping. Just,
Yeah, just hoping. I'd love to sell all that lifetime as copper. If someone would let me do it, I'd do it every day. Hope. Don't do the old roll then?
No, he just done that, mate.
No, I haven't done that.
Come on, let's go.
I'm waiting for you. I think it's because there's a bit of a queue going on. And we've got lots of customers queuing up and Richard's gone a bit.
What?
Nothing.
I just find it hard to concentrate filming in the yard's rammed. I got so much to do. But let's carry on. Right, old rolled alley. It's a good grade of alley. It covers from your window frames to it's a clean alley with a bit of contamination with it, isn't it?
Basically, yeah. It might be like your window frames with a few steel screws in it, that sort of thing. Maybe the plastic, what do you call it? The rubber, like
yeah,
seals, stuff like that. It's not 100% clean, but it does allow for small contamination. And I think most old roll will end up going through a shredder, and all of the ferrous steel or the contaminants, like your rubber seals, will be pinged off, and then you'll be left with clean, shredded old roll, which is worth way more money. And that is the next step for us, I think.
What's the next one?
I can't just say what's the next one to like hurry it
I
up.
was trying to feed the conversation through them.
What, we're just
I
ending
thought I was
it?
doing well.
You can go and do the 89s.
Is it possible? Are you here, Will, for 20 minutes, half an hour? Can I just jump on these scales and get a few of these vans in quick?
We could be done in
just
like
stressing me out, man.
we could be done in like 4
Is that what we're
minutes.
doing now?
Yeah.
Go on then.
You want to do it though.
I've done
done
the iron
everything.
alley, I've done half the
You
old
haven't.
roll.
I fucking held your
I
hand through both of them.
put more into this than you actually realise.
Put more stress into it. You want to do the 89s then?
Come on then, let's go.
I'm waiting for you, man, all the time. Yeah, you tell him. Yeah, even slowed down a little bit then.
No, he wants to do it, yeah. He's going. Are you next? Next.
That was a very stern look off him then.
Lads, are you next? Back down there for me, please. Okay, thank you. Nice one. Oh, you are? Yeah. So when he's just parking up, when he goes for a set of scales, tell me, I'll come get you in. You're next, okay? 5 minutes, we'll get you in. Lads, just pull forward. Let this lorry out, please. Yeah, we'll sort it,
I thought
mate.
Rich was all cool, calm and collected, no stress last week when I was away. To be fair, that bloody Terex has ruined the place. In the middle. We had to leave it there so the cranes to get behind it. And obviously that must weigh 15, 20 tonne. No way of moving it. It's got like an electric gearbox. So it'll start, but it just won't go into gear. So it's just stuck. All show no go, this forklift. Waiting for you.
Come on, let's go.
I'm waiting for you.
I'm waiting for you now.
I'm not doing this bit, you are.
Come on, Will.
It's all on you, Ricky.
Do more grades. To upgrade your old rolls, we call this Mix HE9. It's new production alley most of the time. The only contamination in it is paint. If that was spotless with no paint on, that would be clean HE9.
How much is clean HE9?
How much is it?
Clean HE9 is like £1.55 a kilo today, whereas old roll is like £1, so there's a massive difference in it. That's not clean, that's painted, so it won't be able to get £1.55. But you're painted, you're looking at like £1.40. So it's still really strong. There's a massive difference in it. So if you could go through all of the alleys and separate every item and every piece, there's a lot of profit in it. But space and time and energy and all that sort of stuff.
Or message us and we'll help you, or bring it down and we'll go through it with you.
It's all, and then obviously with all the alleys, like I said in the other episode, they're starting to become more and more Would you just like listen to a bit of music while you film? Well, it's on Skepta.
I don't even know what it is.
As I said last time, all the alleys are starting to be used a lot more and more. So I think if you guys, or all of us in terms, got better equipped to segregate an alley from our side of scrap metal, so very early on stage of recycling, I think it will make more money for the start user, so the customers and smaller, like the first initial merchants like ourselves, so we can then put less work into it, pay you guys more because we're doing less work, and then it's win-win all round.
Yeah, that's it. So any alley, get it down.
Eventually, we want our own aluminium site just for segregating and going through and recycling alley properly. And it's in the pipeline to be done, so hopefully the next 12 months.
Yep. Sky's the limit.
HW Taroni Metal Scrapkings 2.0 non-ferrous processing plant.
Aluminium Kings.
Oh God, HE30, more like RT 100. You know what I mean? Hey. Ah, you right in the ribs, man.
That was the old rib shot, that was.
That was a lovely little double knuckle rib shot. Hey, bring it here, bring it here.
How are you?
You're not on Romania's most wanted, are you? Crime Watch. Where did you get the cat from?
This cat, 2 months ago, was worth about £30–35. Today's value is £5. That is how much it's dropped. So, Mr. Iancu, I apologise, but this is only worth £5 today. Yep, that's it, done. Well, thank you. Very sad day for you. What can you do? Thank you, mate, nice one. Done, there you go. So I'll pay him a £5. I will actually get about £7 for that. So we don't take a lot out of it, we try and buy numbers, don't we?
It's like 30% profit margin and it's brilliant.
I know.
So that's like 40%, that is. If you get 40% on everything, we'll be millionaires.
Hello, little pal. No, I'll come and show you,
Is that?
No, pal.
You ain't got any mates? All your mates are stood here.
It's true. Right,
Smell as you
can I go and
clap
show you?
it. Depends over the railing or
It's all
something.
right, it's all right.
Oh my God, who's that?
Look at Holden D.
Oh my God, a crocodile. Would you look at that? Look at us.
You can't sort that out.
Who's it?
No, all right. Listen, I'm going to go and show you something. Should we wrap this up?
I bet he's going to show you something.
Should we wrap this up or what?
I think you're just wrapping up as we're speaking, yeah. I can't go over his hat. He's looked at himself in the mirror this morning and said, I look good, let's go out in public like that.
Yeah.
Oh, fair play.
Like the way you dress, isn't it? Right. Lovely, well, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. And we may see you next week.
Why would we not?
May not.
Are we going to see you next week? Because you're away, aren't you?
Yeah, so we can.
We are going to be one Sunday out of sync because of this guy.
Right, done. Lads, thank you.
Cheers, Rich.
I've
Thanks,
done my
mate.
bit. Oh, come on.
What, man?
Do you want me to come back in?
No.
Oh, thanks. Right, lads.
See you later. Oh, it's cute, isn't it? It's cute. Right, tune in next week. Hey, there we go.
Then you gotta push that down.
How do you know, Josh? How many kids have you got?
I ain't got none.
I thought you were.
Nieces and nephews.
I thought you were gay. I thought you were gay.
No, I'm not gay.
Oh. Yeah, the dream's over. Although, to be fair, it can't get any better than having 3 prams on a daily basis. Oh my God, Rich is phoning me.
Nice bubble one.
Hello, Rich. Don't worry, I am back now. I'm cracking on working. Where are you? Looking for me. I'm by the chase side thing, whatever it's called.
Just start it really awkwardly and just be like, well, I can't do this.
Okay.
So just start it normally for Rich.